love to do that.
I mean, look.
But I would probably just prefer to buy it.
You can have it big, fluffy, yummy.
Yeah. My daughter would love it.
And it's soft and it's fun.
Huh. Super cute. Okay. All right. So we would like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks Live on July 29th. And let's see, we're going to give you guys a little bit of time to log on. If you're new to watching and you've never watched us before, we are in Gardnerville, Nevada by South Lake Tahoe, Carson City. Hey, Victor, Brenda. So today we're bringing you Christine, and she is going to tell you how she got into crafting.
You want me to tell them now?
Yeah.
How did I get into crafting? I've been crafting all my life, but the way I got really into crafting and the way I started my yarn store, I used to own a yarn shop in Las Vegas, and 9/11 happened, quite frankly, and I was a massage therapist at Bellagio. And so I was, we were not working. Everyone was sitting around, but we had to be at work anyway. And they told us to get a hobby. And so I chose crocheting first. And I taught myself to crochet while we were just sitting there. And there was only one yarn shop in Las Vegas, in the whole Las Vegas area. And so I decided to open one in Henderson. And from that, I started crocheting and knitting. And now I do all kinds of things. Embroidery. I'm a Cricut master. I love to mix media. So I love to do embroidery with heat transfer vinyl. I love color, and I love anything I can get my hands into. And I do candle making, and the list goes on and on. So I'm going to teach classes so that everyone can learn all the things that I've learned.
Perfect. So Christine's just moved here from Vegas, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she is looking for an outlet to teach classes and all that good stuff. So we thought this would be a perfect venue to bring in more mixed media kind of stuff. And hey, Terry and Jenny and Suzette and Rhonda. We always have like I don't know, what do you call this? Mr. You know, where you call everybody's names out. I want to say Mr. Romper, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
is that the one with the mirror and the icy Kelly and Tina? And
well, it could be. And I think that's after my time, but I think it could be. Yeah, Miss Suzette, thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes, yes. Okay, hey Riri, how are you? I know, Judy, it's like roll call. I got to make sure. In my brain, I'm taking check of who's logged in. Hey, Quimby, how are you? Okay, so let's see. Welcome, everybody. Please share. We love it when you share. Hey, Marilyn, it was great to see you the other day at Katie's. How's your husband doing? Okay, so we're going to get right on because we got a lot of stuff to show you. So all of the classes that Christine's going to talk to you about, you can do it via Zoom or in the shop. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to do knitting or crocheting or embroidery, all of these are things that you can add into your quilting, because we know most of you are predominantly quilters, but you can add all the different medias together to create your own artwork and your own special projects. So she swears that she can teach even me. I'm super intense and tight on knitting. So when I knitted the last time, it was like, I think it was a coat hanger cover, and it was like for a Barbie doll. It was so tense. So she says she can fix that. So we'll see. I'll be the challenge. But so everything you can do via Zoom, or you can come into the shop.
Yes.
Okay.
So especially when it comes to knitting and crocheting, if you have issues, I spent years teaching people how to loosen their grip and how to not lose it, so all of a sudden you have a triangle because you're losing stitches on both ends or holes in the middle, and how to fix it and how to look for all the little downfalls. And now in embroidery, I can do the same things. Also with your Cricut, I can do it in candle making. So there's all kinds of things we can learn together.
So we're going to show you the different classes that are coming up. If there's something you want to take, or you want to learn how to use your Cricut, but you're a little apprehensive, you can always call us. We can walk you through it. So the first class we have offered is the Cricut.
Cricut Basics.
So I have a Cricut upstairs. It's been upstairs for, I don't know, like probably 6 years. I really have no idea how to use it. So I'm sure there's some of you in that same scenario. So Christine can show you how to get it out of the box and actually plug it in and use it.
And all the different ways you can use it. So the first class that we're going to do is that Cricut Basics class, and that's going to be on August 29th from 4:30 to 6:30. And you can do it, we can do it online, so you can be on a Zoom, because I will actually share my screen with you. I'll let you see what I'm doing on Cricut Design Space. I'll let you see what I'm doing here so that you can actually follow along. We're going to go from A to Z. So we're going to start with what kind of files to use, how to get those files, how to upload those files, how to edit those files, the best products to use. And it doesn't always have to be the most expensive products. I'm not into crazy expensive when you're especially when you're learning, because you know you can go through a lot of it. How to use the Cricut to print then cut like stickers, how to cut fabric, how to etch, how to use foil. There's all kinds of ways you can use that Cricut, but let's start with the basics and get one shirt done. And that's all going to be included in the kit. So you'll get your shirt, you'll get the heat transfer vinyl, you'll get a weeding tool. You're going to need a Cricut though, and you're going to need a computer to use Design Space on. If not, I can just kind of walk you through it. You can watch me do it, but in order to get the finished product, you would need to do that. If you would like me to make you the heat transfer vinyl and have just the shirt, I will send it to you and you can put it on a shirt, and I'm happy to do that. And so that class will step right through it, and you can ask questions and we can walk through it. But we're going to start with one design, this one that Beth is wearing, so that we're all working from the same vantage point. In the advanced class, we'll do advanced Cricut. Then you'll be able to choose your design, and I will help you edit that design and get it ready to go.
So Mary wants to know, what is a Cricut?
What is a Cricut? Okay.
Mary, we can always count on you to bring it back to the basics.
Let's go back even farther. A Cricut, it's called a Cricut, C-R-I-C-U-T. The Cricut is a tool. It looks like a printer, and it actually cuts things. It can also write on things. It can also etch. It can etch leather. It can etch like wood. It can cut fabric. So it's a tool that you use in order to make things like this or things like that. Or
you can do appliques for your quilting. That's why I bought mine, was so that I could mass produce perfect like stencils basically out of fabric, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I usually only think about it from my vantage point, but from yours,
yes,
it would be more for those kinds of things. So as long as you're learning the basics of it, you can apply it to that. You can cut out anything you really like. They're really great tools.
If they have a scan and cut, will that work the same?
Scan? What do you mean?
I believe it's like a Cricut, but just a different brand.
There's something called a silhouette.
Yeah, there's a silhouette too.
Yeah. I've never heard of scan and cut, but I will find out about a scan and cut.
We'll look into it, Sue.
Yeah.
We'll look into it and see. So even if you're like Judy, if you're local and you are not sure if you want to invest in a Cricut, or you can always have Christine do the silhouette for you, and then you can come in and take the class and put it onto a shirt so you can learn all the different possibilities and options of that. But I know a lot of us do have the Cricuts, and we just have not. Like Carolyn said, she has it. She's taken it out of the box, and then it got too overwhelming. So that's what Christine's here to do, is to help walk us through it, hold our hand, because we're a special breed of people that need extra help.
Yeah.
That's what I told her. I said, you got to prepare yourself for these ladies, because we all need extra help.
I am ready for you. So let me show you a couple ways a Cricut can be used in different ways. So there's a shirt. There's shirts that you can wear you know, or you can give as gifts or you can sell. But I also use them for other applications. So I know that a lot of people do the crystal work, you know, the crystal designs here. I do them from my Cricut as well. So but this is heat transfer vinyl from the Cricut that's cut with the Cricut. And then I put those gemstones on there as well. See that? So there's all kinds of ways you can design what you want to design, and I can teach you how to design that. And then you make your own design to do it. Now that is with the crystals. Then I also do it with embroidery. So this is another class I'm going to teach, and we'll get more into this later. But this is also how you can use heat transfer vinyl and then embroider into it. So you have it's almost like coloring with string. You're making yourself a coloring
So you
book.
did the Cricut to do the black part of the butterfly
Yes.
pattern, and then you're just filling it in with your embroidery.
With embroidery.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I designed the color. I designed it like I find the SVG or the PNG file that I want to use. I edit it and then I transfer it onto a jacket or onto shirts. I do it on hats and all kinds of things.
So I know this is jumping the gun a little bit because my brain just works that way.
Yeah, squirrel.
So I'm more of an embroidery person, and I didn't realize that you did that with the Cricut.
Mhm.
But say I don't want to invest in a Cricut, or I don't actually want to get mine out of the box because it overwhelms me.
Right.
Can we pay you to
Yes.
give us that to buy
Exactly.
that design from you, and then we can put that on our jean jacket or up our jeans or on a tote bag or wherever, and then do the fun embroidery.
100%.
Okay. I'm liking that. I'm on the right page now. Okay. Nicole says she has the first gen personal Cricut and the next gen and an Air 2.
Yeah.
She's very into it.
Yeah.
Yes, very into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So do you girls have any questions about the beginning Cricut class? It's going to be August. Look at it. I've got it on my shirt because this is what you're going to be doing. So you're going to get a shirt. Included in the kit is t-shirt, heat transfer vinyl, weeding tool. What's a weeding tool for?
A weeding tool is to weed the vinyl. So when you cut it, you have to actually weed the negative space out of there. So what you're doing is you're taking the stuff around this design out with a weeding tool.
Okay. I was just making sure we're talking about the same weeding tool.
Now, if you don't have you'll also need a heat press, but if you don't have a heat press, you can use an iron, but the iron should not have water in it. You cannot use any water or any steam. So if you do not have a heat press and you want to just use your iron, I've done that many times before, but you're going to want to take all of the water out. No steam.
I know, Susan, that's what I was thinking too. A weeding tool for, weeding.
No,
Okay,
not that
so
thing.
if you want to do the Cricut class, it's August 29th. It's S10, S90. It's from 4:30 to 6:30, and it's $45. That includes the class and the t-shirt and the heat transfer vinyl and your weeding tool. So everything you need. $45 to make your own t-shirt. I think it's a good investment to see if you want to learn more in depth how to use the Cricut. Okay, what do we have next?
Okay, so the next one is going to be embroidery. So I'm going to.
Can you show the tools? I don't think we brought the weeding tools.
I think I brought my weeding tool. Hold on. I think I did.
A heat press would work perfect.
This
Okay.
is the weeding tool.
So this is the weeding tool you're going to get. So for $45, you're going to get a t-shirt, the heat transfer vinyl, the weeding tool, and then you're going to use your own Cricut. Or Judy, if you're here, you can come into the shop. I have a heat press too. Looks like a toothpicker. Nicole, it does kind of look like a toothpick.
It does look like a toothpick, yeah. But if you want to use a toothpick, they do get splintery. I've tried everything before I got the actual tools. So just be kind of wary of that. It can get a little sticky with other tools. I like to use the actual weeding tools that they provide.
It does look like a horse pick for their foot. Yes.
Yeah, it does look like that too.
Okay, so what's the next class we've got?
Okay, so the next class is going to be beginning embroidery. Now, I have advanced embroidery samples, but beginning embroidery is a little different. With the beginning embroidery, of course, if you don't know how to embroider, the first thing we're going to start with is a hoop, the string, a needle. I will provide the needle that's appropriate for the project that we're doing, and I will provide the instructions. I'll have a couple different colorways that you can choose from, so you're kind of creating your own, but within the same parameters of what we're creating. And then you'll also have the canvas itself, and it'll just be a basic canvas. So if you want to buy this, though, this is separate. This whole set is separate, and this is in the store right now, and it is $32.
And we'll show these on Wednesday also, just because we'll have more time. Peggy says she's doing embroidery right now. Well, Peggy, you should have taught the class. No, just kidding. But we do have the Nerge hoops also. These are Sophie Standing's favorite ones. So that's why we have them in the shop. But then Christine was like, oh my God, I love these. So we do have these in case you need. They are super well built, sturdy embroidery hoops. You're going to be really sad if you just go to like Michael's or Walmart and get theirs, because your stuff will just keep popping out.
Yeah, it comes apart. So the reason that I love this is, even with like large denim jackets and other projects, because you don't always just want to work on a piece of canvas. These hoops do not slip. You put it in there and it is in there, baby, until you take it out. And so I'm a big fan of these. And so we'll be using these. If you choose in the future to work on the other hoops, God bless. But this is what I choose to teach on. So I want to also introduce the advanced embroidery class right now, because it'll be about a month after we start the beginning embroidery. But it's going to be a burlap tote, and we're going to use roving with it. Also roving that you can buy here in the store. But it is a beautiful embroidered tote where we used advanced techniques in order to do this. I sold my last one, and so I had to use a picture today instead of the bag itself. I'm sorry.
So are they going to crochet the sunflowers too?
You can crochet. I can teach you to crochet the sunflowers too if you would like. Yep. Yep. But we're going to start with the tote, and I will provide the tote, the roving, a needle. It's a bigger needle. It's more of a darning needle than it is an embroidery needle to work with this kind of roving. But you come out with a beautiful bag, and I get comments about this bag all the time. It's incredible, and I love it. And so that's this one. It's S93, and that one will be $65. The roving does cost a little more money, and so that one's going to be a little more expensive.
And I think all the classes we're trying to keep 4:30 to 6:30 so that it's not too late. I know some of you, it's right at your dinner hour, but we got a lot of people on the East Coast, so we don't want to go too late for that. The brand of the hoop is a Nerge, N-U-R-G-E. N-U-R-G-E. That's the name of the hoop, Mary. Is this a hand embroidery class or machine?
No, hand embroidery. It's hand embroidery.
You could do machine if you're really amazing, Carolyn, but I think you're going to want to do hand.
Yeah, you can't do a machine embroidery with roving. You can't do this kind of a project with roving.
No.
You might be able to do something like this, but it's not going to look like this. Hand embroidery has always got a different look. Machine embroidery looks much tighter, and it also looks a little mechanical.
Right.
I don't know. It's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah. Well, it's a machine.
Yeah, it's a machine.
Perfect, Carolyn. Me too. Hand embroidery. You guys know I love handwork.
Yeah, me too.
Life is so cuckoo. I'm going to have to rewatch this, but I love that bag and would love to do a class. Hand, not machine. Okay, Charity. Perfect. So the date for the bag is
we haven't it's going to be in October.
Okay, so that's an advanced class. We're just giving you a peek at that because you really need to do the beginning embroidery class unless you're just very efficient at it. You're already we don't want to, in the advanced classes, we don't want to have to be going back and teaching the basics that you should have learned in a beginner class. So even if you don't necessarily need the beginner project, you can hone your skills, and if you already are too advanced for beginner, we can add in on the fly some more advanced stitches. So trust me, you're not going to be sorry about taking the beginner class, but we really don't want to waste time in the advanced class with beginner stuff. So that's kind of why we're doing the first month of beginner stuff to get you all up to speed, and then jump into the more advanced fun stuff.
Then we'll be doing really fun stuff.
Yeah.
So let's then go to, well, the next one is candle making. So I've got here, I know it's going to seem like these are not beginner things, but these are going to be the projects for the beginning candle making class. The reason I've chosen to do this kind of candle making instead of container candle making is because container candle making, in my opinion, can be more complex. This is fun and easy, and you get the coolest projects out of this. So these that I'm showing you here can be put on top of container candles, but in order to get through the candle mold class, this is what I'm going to teach as our beginning candle making. The reason also is because I can teach you about how to use hardening for your wax, what kind of wax you want to use. I will provide the mold for you. I will provide some candle wax for you, fragrance and how fragrance throws, how long it lasts, coloring, all those kinds of things. And that'll get you a really cool product without a whole lot of work. We can do that in about 2 hours. It'll take a little longer to set sometimes, but we can wait.
And so even via Zoom, they can do this from their house.
Yes, you can
Okay.
do that from your house. Absolutely. Now, the 2 things that I wouldn't provide, actually 3 things I wouldn't provide in the kit here is I want you to have, what's this spray stuff? Pam cooking spray.
Okay.
Some just regular Pam cooking spray. Some of the skewer, the wooden skewers. Have some of those.
Like shish kebab skewers.
Shish
Okay.
kebab skewers. And then 91% rubbing alcohol. Now I'll put all of this in the instructions. I don't think that I'll leave you hanging out there. But 91% rubbing alcohol actually takes care of any kind of candle wax you've ever had issues with, or if it's gotten on something. It actually helps dissolve it with a little bit of dish soap and takes it right away. And I can teach you the cleanup as well. Oh, and something I never thought about, but I should say, parchment paper or wax paper.
Okay.
Really good to have, because if you want to have a surface where it's not going to stick to the things that you own.
So Charity, we don't really do any classes during the day here because I'm the only person here, and so we have to wait till after or on the weekends. So I know that's not conducive to your schedule with kids, but I'm a one-person shop, so so classes are always in the evenings, unless we do it on Mondays. Does Christine have any idea what she's getting into with most of us?
Yes, I do.
I have explained to her, Mary.
Yes.
I have explained to her.
Bring it on.
Yeah. I'm super excited. Nicole is so excited. She says wax rocks.
Yes.
These
Agreed.
classes are right up her crafting alley. So perfect. All right, Nicole, I'm going to be excited to see you taking some classes. Hanging out with Fabric Chicks again, which is crazy because you just moved to Vegas and Christine just moved away from there.
From Vegas.
I know.
The cool thing is that Beth does everything sewing, and she's got all this fabric and she does all those things. I do everything opposite. So I do everything with string and with wax, and I like all the other things. Not that because I mix for some of our projects, I'm going to mix in fabric, but I do all the other stuff. And so it's kind of a fun way to learn some new techniques, but be able to mix it in with what you're already doing and what you know from Beth.
For sure. And we love to mix. I think take as many classes as you can. You're going to learn techniques. You're going to put those in your toolbox. And then when you're working on other projects, you're going to be able to incorporate a little bit of knitting or a little bit of crochet into your quilting or your landscapes or different things.
Or you can edge something, you can applique something with a crocheted project. All those kinds of things are really fun to do once you know all the basics. Oh, in the beginning crochet class, we were talking about that before, squirrel, but I will also teach you how to read a pattern.
Ooh.
Yeah. So a lot of people struggle with how to read a pattern, and that's what kind of trips them up.
Yes.
I can teach, it's like reading Braille sometimes, or remember MS-DOS? I think of it as MS-DOS for crocheters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like kind of before my time, but okay.
It was beginning computers, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember MS-DOS?
Yeah.
That's what I remember. I'm older than you.
We all have, my time had interfacing over everything, you know?
Yeah,
so it was all just fill in the blanks. You didn't have to like memorize.
Oh, no.
But like right before I went to work at Alaska Airlines, it was all where you had to memorize all the formulas.
Yeah.
And no. Okay. Real crochet pattern can be hard, Christy says. Well, she's going to take the hardness out of it, make it easy for you. Okay. So Jenny wants to know what day was the beginning embroidery class and how much was it?
Beginning embroidery is going to be, I have it right here, sorry. Beginning embroidery was $45.
Okay, $45, and we will mail you a kit.
We will mail you a kit. And it was, sorry, I should have typed it out.
Here, no, I've got my.
Do you have it?
I have my calendar, my trusty paper calendar.
Yeah, we wrote it down on there. It's in the middle of August sometime.
I know. Can you guys believe it's already August?
Summer's almost over.
I know. It's so sad.
No.
It's tragic.
No, there's nothing sad about that.
It's tragic. Hey, Pam, how are you? Okay, so we've got Cricut Basics on August 29th. And then we have, don't forget our anniversary party is August 17th here at the shop. Yeah. And that's Applique Club also. Beginning embroidery is Thursday, September 12th. So Thursday, September 12th from 4:30 to 6:30.
I'm also writing it down, so.
Oh, she says reading the crochet patterns is like reading old school shorthand.
Yep. Ugh. Nope, I gotcha.
Okay.
I will make sense of it for you.
September 12th from 4:30 to 6:30, $45, beginning embroidery class. Do we have a number on that one?
Yes. Where did I put it?
We don't know. And then
crochet.
September 24th is going to be a Tuesday. That's going to be the beginning candle making, 4:30 to 6:30. Do they get to pick what their design is, or is it they're all going to get the same mold?
For embroidery? Or for candle making? For candle making, no. I have a couple of different molds that you can make. So you can make like 2 tulips like this, or you can make different size roses.
And the roses don't have a wick, so do they go like in your?
No, they will.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
This one just doesn't because it's a wax melt. You can also make these as wax melts, but I can show you how to put the wick in, or we can leave the wick out. These I just haven't put the wicks in yet. I might have some in here that they do have the wicks in. Let me see. Here's another one.
Judy, nothing earlier in the day because the shop is open. It's too hard for me to juggle classes and people walking into the shop.
See, we can do so many different techniques with wicks, without wicks, and all of these can be done in the beginning class. It is not as hard as you think, I promise. Promise. This one's going to take a little bit longer to set up. So if we do these, I suggest the smaller ones. This one sets up pretty fast too. So we'll do it with or without the wick if you want to use it in your wax melter. Is it a warmer? Well,
warmer.
Melter.
I think
yeah. Warmer,
I think.
Yeah. Or we can put the wicks in. And that's what your skewers are for.
Judy, you're retired. You should be able to take classes any time of the day. All day, any day.
The beginning candle making class is S92 and it's going to be $50. And for that cost, you're going to receive the molds. I'm going to let you pick which mold you want. Wax to do it. I have a little like something small that you can heat the wax in, a wick, scent, and colorant.
Wow. They get all of that included in their kit?
Yep.
Wow. She's much more generous than I am, I think.
Well, it's not going to be a lot of it. It's going to be enough to do a project. And then I'll show you how to continue and what you would need to purchase in order to do bigger projects. But I think it's a great way to get introduced to it. And I don't know, I don't remember what her name was, who said it, but yes, wax is super fun to work with. As we get into Nicole, as we get into advanced candle making courses, I'm going to show you how to make candles with your hands, actually molding the wax in a very thin layer and then molding it together to make a flower. And they're beautiful and really, really, really cool to watch melt. So that's coming, but not yet.
And it might be, girls, as Christine feels more comfortable teaching classes here in the Chaos at Fabric Chicks, then we might be able to do some things during the day. But it's a lot to make sure that the Zoom is working, that we're monitoring all the comments that are coming on Zoom and filming so that people that are doing it from home can see. It really does take two people. So if we can't be disrupted with people coming in the shop. Okay, so
We're going to go on to crochet.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do crochet. Okay, so beginning crochet. In the beginning crochet course, I did this the other day to show you that in order to start beginning crochet, I always suggest get some cool colored yarn. So I'm going to provide a really cool colorway. I will give you a couple different colorways to choose from, but it's kind of like that ombre thing where you're going to get different color effects.
So is this going to be like a scarf or like
a
dresser scarf or a...
You could make a dresser scarf or a regular scarf.
Okay.
But I'm a fancy crocheter. So the first thing I always suggest to all of my students when I teach them to crochet is use a colorway that you love, because it's interesting as the color changes and you're learning stitches and you're learning how to keep the edges right. All those things are important, but it keeps the project interesting. So this is the first project. We'll just do the basic stitches, and I will show you all the ways to cut out the landmines that crocheting can create, including how to read a pattern, including how to go to the edges and make sure that the edges are working all the way so you're not losing a stitch every single time. I've seen people go right into the center, or they're increasing the entire time and they come out with something that looks like, I don't know, like a trapezoid.
Charity says she likes to crochet but hates to count, so following a pattern is a nightmare.
Yes, but I hate to count too. I am an ADD mess, and so using patterns to me before was, it's one of those things that I didn't even want to pay attention to, including counting. But if you know how to go to the ends and you're actually paying attention to other things, you're not going to have to count as much. So when you're talking about a pattern, like something with 3 single crochets and then 2 double crochets and chain 2 and all that kind of stuff, as long as you're paying attention to the pattern instead of the counting, you won't feel as intimidated by that. Trust me, because I'm the same way. I am the same way. And I'll teach you a way around it.
Beginning crochet is going to include a ball of yarn and a crochet hook. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's fancy like that with a little wooden thing.
Well, I love it. Okay, so I'm also picky about my crochet hooks. I don't like using those straight ones, where this part is the end part too. I like using something that sits in your hand more comfortably. And so I also suggest using hooks that look like this. You see how it's flat on the surface right there? And I'll tell you why in the class. It just makes sense once you know. If you're a lefty, please don't worry about it. I can teach lefties as well as I can teach righties. My girls in Vegas came and they were all doing this and some were doing this. Doesn't matter. I can teach you either way.
Okay. What's S94?
Pardon me?
That's 94.
That.
Oh, the crochet.
Yeah,
okay.
Crochet.
Okay, Joanne, I gotcha. Okay. So if you girls and gentlemen want to sign up for any of these classes, Of course, it could just be a social hour for you, and you can just sit there and crochet and maybe learn a new trick or two, even if you already know how to crochet. You're always going to learn something new in the classes. So beginning crochet is October 10th from 4:30 to 6:30. So Thursday, October 10th from 4:30 to 6:30 is beginning crochet. And
can I add something to that, Beth?
Yeah.
In the beginning of crochet class, if you already know some basic stitches, please don't hesitate to take the class, because I'm also going to take it that step further into reading patterns, how to do away with issues, all those other things that can come along with crochet that people will put down their hook because they're getting frustrated with it. So if you're in that kind of, I'm not a total beginner, but I'm not advanced, take the beginner class, because I can walk you through those next steps, and we can use the same ball of yarn for a little more advanced project. So don't worry about that. Come to the class. I'll work with you on what we're going to do.
These girls said they sing while they crochet.
Sing away. I wish I could sing.
Does that help them to get the rhythm or something?
I wish I could sing, but I can't. My voice won't allow me to do that.
You don't want to hear me sing.
We definitely don't want to hear me sing.
Okay, this is the one I loved, but I want a sweater out of this. Look at the texture.
It's yum. So advanced crochet techniques we're going to make. I mean, Christmas is coming and everybody likes to make these big fluffy scarves and, give things like this for Christmas. I can teach you how to make a hat out of this too, but this is the advanced crochet class, and we'll put together a scarf that's nice and yummy and really fluffy and chunky and has all the Christmassy
Super
things.
cute.
Really, really fun. And this will also come with the yarn you need. I'll include the balls. This one will be a little more expensive because of all the things that are in it. But this one will handle techniques like bobbles and how to count and how to keep track of it and all that kind of thing that you don't like to do. We'll make sure you can see that.
So she might be a little bit like me in the sense that I said, oh, how long will this take?
Yeah.
And she's like, 3 hours. I'm like, 3 hours for a regular person or 3 hours for you?
3 hours for me.
Yeah. So it will take the rest of us a little bit longer. We might have to do some homework.
Yeah. For me, I've been doing this for a long time. And I'll give you a little background. When I was in my yarn shop, this is all that I did. So I got fast at it. But you can too, and it is not as intimidating as you think it is. It's just a repeat of certain things. That's all it is.
And then, do you also knit?
Yes. Oh, so we can also do a class like this. So I knit, yes. This is a little
infinity scarf.
It's an infinity scarf.
Oh, that one's so pretty too.
It's a cabled scarf.
Oh.
We can do something like this.
Like if you're super skinny and have no chest, it could be a little.
If you have no chest, I guess I would have to crawl into this. Yeah. Maybe when I was like 18.
Yeah, it might fit my daughter.
Yeah.
But she would love it.
Or my leg.
Yes.
But not.
Yeah.
Not these girls.
No.
So, or those.
No.
But yes, I can teach knitting. I can teach advanced knitting or beginning. So if you want to learn, please let us know. I will put together a class and we'll do it. But yes, this is a project that we can do. And these are super fun to wear too. They look really
super cute.
Bougie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like bougie things. Okay. Here's another advanced project that we can do. This is like a beach bag. It's made out of all cotton and it's made from different size squares. All the same granny square, just different when you see it. It's just you stop at different points of the same square and then you patchwork it together in order to make a bag.
So they could even make a quilt.
You could make a quilt. Yep. Or you could make part of your quilt and incorporate it with fabric. Super simple. And I think it would look really cool. Maybe we should try to do that together.
Yeah.
And then we'll go through the process of lining it. I have one that's lined and one that's not lined. I like the one that's lined because it's more tolerant of things. But we'll go through that as well. How to put in a lining in crochet. Some people do not like to use their sewing machines. Other people do. You guys are way better at sewing than me, so I'll give you mine too. So.
And do you do knit socks?
No. Socks are the one thing I don't do. I don't knit socks. I've never done them. I guess I was way more into like cover-ups and swimwear and we can do handbags. I can do all kinds of bags. Yeah. But I can't do socks. I don't know how to do socks. I wish I did.
Okay. Maybe in the future, Mary. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
Can you do the crochet jewelry with beads and strings?
Yes, we can do crochet jewelry with beads and string.
Oh, Nicole says gloves and socks take a special kind of love.
Yeah, I can do gloves, but not knit, crochet. I can do crochet gloves and mittens.
Yeah, Susan says they can be a pain.
Yes, they can be.
Yeah. Okay, so do you guys need us to go over the projects again so that we can show you? Oh, they're saying yes, jewelry.
Yes, jewelry.
Yes,
I will put together a class for it.
Okay, so we're going to go over the classes real quick so you guys can get those numbers in there if you need us, if you want to sign up for the classes. So we have the, let's go by date.
Cricut Basics first.
Cricut Basics, because everybody pretty much has a Cricut in the box from what I have been told. So we have Cricut Basics on August 29th, S90, S90. And it is from 4:30 to 6:30. It's a Thursday. It's $45. That includes your t-shirt, your vinyl,
and the weeding tool.
And you're going to make this right here, Sociopath. And if you don't have a Cricut and you're local, you could talk to us. We could see about maybe getting mine out of the box and you can use it and see if you...
Well, I could bring mine down here too.
Okay.
So like we could have two going at the same time. And we can teach you how to use all of the things.
Right.
And we can cut it out on our Cricuts.
Because with the Cricut, they can also cut the vinyl, put it on their hydro flasks. Yes. Or, you can personalize glasses for an event. There's so many things you can do with it. It is super cool. It just was more computer than my little pea brain could handle. But I can only do so many things. So if I had somebody holding my hand, it probably would have really made my life a lot easier at one point in my life. Okay, so S90 is for the Cricut class, and then we go right into,
that was end of August.
Yeah, so then September is
beginning embroidery.
Beginning embroidery, September 12th, and we don't have a sample of that. We have a sample of the advanced. So do we have a number for that?
Yeah, we did, and I'm looking for it, and I don't see the little slip of paper.
Okay, well, just write beginning embroidery.
It's right here, S91.
Okay, S91 is beginning embroidery. It's September 12th from 4:30 to 6:30, and it is going to include your
hoop.
You're including the hoop?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to include the hoop, the string.
Are you sure you don't need to charge more for that?
No. And needle.
Wow. Okay.
And the stick and
I'm just saying you might want to sign up for these classes right now before,
because they'll get more expensive in the future.
Yeah. You're killing me here. Okay. S91 is beginning embroidery. Okay.
I should add something to that, Beth. But if you're going to buy something like this in order to do your own colorway in it, it's going to be the cost of what this embroidery box is. So a lot of people will want to do something like this and use their own colors. I will provide like the string that's needed for the projects. But this box here, S101, would be $32. So just understand that if you want to use your own colors, it's a little more expensive. Okay.
Okay. And then Brother Scan and Cut. Okay.
I'm gonna find out because I've never heard of Brothers Scan and Cut, so I will make sure that I find out that
Okay,
information first.
Terracotta and Sue have. Okay, Terracotta and Sue, we're gonna find out about the Brother Scan and Cut. I think though that it is my recollection when we had them for sale in the shop was that everything, the silhouette, the Cricut, and the Brothers, it was all,
Is it all the same?
very similar.
Okay.
That I think you would be fine, but I'm gonna double check and see. Yeah, and Susan says yes, so I'm pretty sure yes.
Okay, then yes. But yeah, I want to make sure that I'm not misleading you in any way. So I will do my homework and make sure we got it all together.
Mary, she's got the number 8 pearl cotton, which is great because it's not too thick, but it's not too thin. You could though fill in with some other embroidery threads if you have them, but this is good to start out with.
These kind of threads are great because you don't have to do that taking apart. If you want to use just like 2 strings or 3 strings, DMC cotton is great. And we'll have it provided if that's what you want to do. But you have to separate that string. This you do not.
It gets into a big knot.
Yeah.
And
these colors are flippin' fantastic. They're so much fun. I'm such a fan. I can't even tell you.
Sue, you do. A lot of you guys have these threads already because we have had them on the sales before. So a lot of you already have these collections, but honestly, you can never have too much thread. Okay.
And it's color.
Yes.
I'm just that color fan. So yeah, please, if you want to use a different colorway, I will show you how to use that string instead, and you can kind of custom make your embroidery project.
Okay, so then we have the embroidery class is September 12th from 4:30 to 6:30, and then we have beginning candle making September 24th from 4:30 to 6:30.
Yep.
And if you are local and you want to do like a girls' night out with your people, you could let us know and we can schedule a class around your group of people for girls' night out.
Yeah. So if you wanted to pick one of these classes and all of you want to come and do it together, awesome. We'll put it together. Please just let us know, and we will. I'm so available to work with something like that. My kids have flown the coop. I got time.
Okay, and so candle making is September 24th from 4:30 to 6:30. S92 is the candle making, and it is September 24th from 4:30 to 6:30.
And it's $50.
And the embroidery hoops, I'm not sure how much they are, Mary Beatty, but I can put them on Wednesday's sale. See you later, Judy.
The embroidery hoops do depend on the size of hoop that you're buying. Some of the bigger ones are more expensive than the smaller one that I'm showing you.
Yeah.
So they do come in sizes, but there is a price differentiation in that.
This one is a number 5 Nerge hoop, and it's $17.99. And it's, for those of you who took Sophie's class, hers was narrower so that it would fit underneath your sewing machine foot. So this is a thicker one. This is not what you want if you're doing Sophie's class, or if you did Sophie's class, you probably are going to want to get the thicker one if you're going to do like jean jackets and real bulky things.
And hand embroidery.
Yes.
Yeah, hand embroidery, those will just hold everything much better. When you're talking about doing hats, like hand embroidering a hat or something, you want to use the smaller ones. Great. But otherwise, that one will hold it much easier.
Does the hoop come with the class?
Yes.
I think no, Sue, but somebody said yes. I don't, you know me, I would have a kit fee for everything, but somebody here, I can't talk sense into her. So I would sign up now because the classes are gonna
they will get more expensive.
Yes.
I want you to get excited about what you're doing.
The hoop is $17.99 just by itself.
But like I said, if you're going to buy this string, you have to
Yeah.
pay for this.
Yeah. Okay. So does the hoop come in a 12? I'm sure it does. This is a 9.
I think you have a 12, don't you?
This is a 9. She's gonna go see if we have a 12. I know we have a bunch, but I know I also need to place another order with Nerge. They come from England, and so sometimes it's hard for me to get them through customs. It takes some finagling to get them to ship them to me. Okay, and then we have into October.
So we've got the 2 larger ones.
Okay, so we've got the, I would say this is a 12. It looks like 11 and a half. I think this is a 12. It is number 7 and it's $18.99. I think that's 12 inches. And then this one is like 13 inches and it's $19.99. It's the number 8. So just type those in if you need them. And then we have the beginning crochet class, October 10th from 4:30 to 6:30. And the number for that was S94. So these are really good classes for you guys to sign up for because they will, this is an introductory offer apparently. Yes. Okay. So that's that. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, Terracotta. And Terracotta, tell your girlfriend that I got her check for the retreat for next year. 13-inch hoop and 12. Okay. Okay, I think I got all your comments, so I don't have to go back and rewatch this tonight. Thank gosh. Okay, so do you guys have any other questions for Christine while she's here? And she will be coming in.
Periodically.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Yeah. And she does also sell finished goods. So if you need like a candle bouquet for an event or a gift or something, she does have that. You can always let her know. Do you have a website?
Well, I have an Etsy site.
Okay, so tell them what the Etsy site is.
Etsy site is McKinnis Country on Etsy.
Can you spell that for them?
McKinnis Country, Country.
Sue, the cost of the beginning crochet class, which is going to include your crochet hook and your ball of yarn, she'll give you a couple options of color choice before we ship it out to you. And it's $45. And that is October 10th from 4:30 to 6:30. It's McKinnis, Nicole, McKinnis.
I'm Christine McKinnis.
Okay, perfect, Sue. Okay, do you girls have any other questions? Because we got to roll right into Victor's class today. I do have, in case any of you guys need this, although I should have offered it to Roger, I do have these empty plastic containers in case you need to fill them with something. I was going to throw them in the trash can. If you need these empty containers, just let me know and I'll throw them in your basket. Here at Fabric Chicks, we go all out with the really good stuff. Okay. All right. So do you guys have any other questions for Christine today?
We good?
I think so.
All right.
Okay. Fran, I'm going to put this in your box for tomorrow. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. All right. If you have any questions, you can always just type it on our Facebook page, and we will get back to you. All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.